Hey everybody, it's Blake with 4 Point Custom Works. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day. So, made some changes to the grinder. I've added, let's see, this here is my stop for my blade adjustment for where it sets down on the tooth. So basically when you lift up, and then that sits down on there. And that will give me my gauge for how far down my cutter sits into my blade. And that. I changed the spring on here as well too. I went with a pickup spring. Agricultural industry, you'll know what this is. Lot better. It holds up nicer, easier to operate, not all the weight and that, so it works great. I got my handle on here, put my extensions out. This is what I thought would work for extensions coming out. My handle, lift up, still the same buffer motor. There's my spring, my stop, my wires for the motor that I have in here. It's supposed to sit like that. So I got my motor all wired up. I'm gonna cut this spindle off here. I don't need this. I'm not using the motor as a buffer. My churn, my bolt to keep it. This is to keep, trying to keep things steady for you guys. This is to keep the shaft from spinning, this here. So it's like a holder, a pin. I just have a cheap bolt here holding the bottom side of the spring in right now. I'm going to change this to a grade 6 bolt. So it stands up, it bends a little bit. I'm going to get a 1/4 inch roll pin, hardened roll pin for here. This bends a little bit. I just got a piece of steel in there. So mount it up, over top, everything there, mount it in and around my base and the grinder. I'll tilt it back here. I don't get anything in it. Nope. Excuse me, Molly. So there's all my wiring underneath. To my switch, put a piece across there to support. Capacitor for the motor. My wiring's all underneath. My power cord coming out. My switch. Heat shrink wrapped everything so we're nice. Dropper. It's not built to last and I don't want it. So yeah, so this is where we're sitting on it now. I've got at the front here, let me show you. So I have 2 1/4 inch bolts with springs on them to hold the piece of angle iron back against the other angle iron. The roller bearing there and the bearing there, roller bearings, are to hold my saw blade. I can adjust them. So my saw blade can go up and down if I need be. I can adjust the height of my cutters to wherever I need to be. I figured this height for the blade's perfect because I can adjust my cutter height. So I don't really need to adjust my blade height, but I can if I need be. If I'm that far down the gullet of the teeth, then I'm pretty much, blade's no good anymore. So this is where I got. This is what it's looking like. Yeah, got my elk antler handle in there. Little red neck on it. My switch for on and off. Put it there. And yeah, so let's see if we can get you guys. Oops, trying to get you guys in here. So yeah, so basically, I'm gonna lift this up, pull this blade out. Take this blade, which I've been sharpening. So yeah, it's really nice. My spring pressure is just enough to hold the blade there, but you can still push your hand in there, so it's not bad. Get your foot out there a bit. So it comes down, and let me set up a tooth here. So once I got my first tooth set, like that, then it drops down in. Then this here, I'll back up a little more for you guys. So this little arm here just goes up, grabs my next tooth, pops up, goes down. Real simple. So basically, I sharpen, I go to there, I sharpen, I go, and I go to there. Now, I've ground this blade a bit, so it's not sitting as high as this one was, so it's not touching the tooth. So I can look underneath here, it's not touching my tooth. Can you see the back adjustment? So then what I do is I go to this adjustment. Raise it up. Now it's sitting solid on the tooth. So what I want to do is take this, turn it until I feel firm. I'm just like lightly holding this, and then just want to give it a little tension, lift up. Now it's touching. So again, when I adjusted that, now this blade is touching. So then what I'll do is I'll lift this up, pull this out of the way, and move this back to here. Get our blade there. Get set up so we're like one tooth back. This has a slight wobble to it. Unfortunately, I dropped the motor. I bent the shaft. A while ago back, that's why I'm using this. It'll sharpen to where I want it to be and what I want it to do. So let's fire it up. Like you see, I can lift it up with my thumb. Now I'll get this mounted down somewhere. As you can see, I got a slight. There. Spring holds it up nice. And I get my blade sharpened. They're all identical. Look at how nice they look. Let's lift this up. Pop the blade out. And there. So trying to get somewhere where this will show up. You can see I haven't sharpened any of them, but you can see I've sharpened that. Nothing sharpened. It's flat. It's even. Come on, focus. Doesn't want to focus today for some reason. So there we go. A little better. But yeah, they're sharpened. A nice profile on that. Now, like everything else, that's my setter there that I did on a previous video. You want to set your teeth first and then sharpen. Because as you sharpen, on the back side of this, there's a little bit of a burr. Now, I don't take that burr off. I leave it. Because it will wear down in the first cut you do through your log. And then them are razor. That is like razor sharp. So this is dull down here and razor sharp. So there it is. The only thing I got left to do to this is like my two setter there is to put 3 arms on this. So basically my arms will go out this way, out the back, and out this side over here as well too. And then I can have my blade on it. And then my blade will be in a circle like the setter. And then I can just advance it through. So I just advance everything in my stop. Advance it, stop, and just keep doing that all the way through. So yeah, so it turned out pretty good. Got a few days into it. I know I didn't show any of the grinding and the plasma cutting and the drilling and everything, but I know a lot of you guys do that already. I used a plasma cutter, my drill press, my 2x72 belt grinder, whatever you got for tools. In your imagination, you can do it all as well too. The wiring, I'm going to put some covering over this wiring here in a little while as well too, and like say cut the shaft off, I don't need it, and that. So yeah, so there it is. I'll bring you guys back here, I don't know, probably in a week or so. I know it's longer than a week every time, ends up being 2-3 weeks when I get back to this. We'll bring you back when I've got it set up. I'll get it on a stand, and yeah, we'll get going with this, and I'll show you me blades and setting and sharpening and everything as we go through. So thanks for coming along. Greatly appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, and we'll catch everybody on the next one. Thank you very much. Have a great day.